So I'm gonna go briefly through the program. What we are gonna have today is just a really short but intense agenda. So first we will have the institutional welcome from Silvia. Then I will give you a bit of context of what is our Horizonte Redes initiative and why we are here today. And then we will give the floor to our main speakers, which is Jelko, Cornelia, and Julia. So they can introduce us what is Effra, the benefits of being in Effra, what is the partnership behind Effra, a bit of insight about their projects, and of course they will talk about the Made in Europe calls 2025, sorry, that they were launched lately in May. So without further delay, I would like to give the floor to Silvia. Before that, sorry, I would like to remind you that you have questions and answer tool that you can use. We will have at the end time to go through all the questions. So please do not hesitate to use that tool. The Effra staff will be really happy to answer all your questions. Don't be shy. All questions are welcome. And of course, to Silvia and to myself in case you need to know something. So Silvia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am very happy to welcome you to this webinar on behalf of the Government of Navarra. My name is Silvia Oger, and as Angela said, I am the Director of the European Projects Office in the Government of Navarra. This office, the European Projects Office, was created in 2021 by the government with the following main objectives. First, we wanted to bring European policies and strategies closer to the citizens of Navarra. And we wanted also, as a very nuclear objective of our activity, what we wanted is to increase the participation of Navarrese entities in European projects. And regarding this, our action is especially focused on our own administration or on the government itself. We want the different departments of the government to participate in European projects, either as leaders or as participants or associated partners. And I am happy to say that since 2021, when we had 19 projects in course, we have increased this amount to 45 projects last year. So we are quite happy about that. And another of our objectives is to help the different actors of the innovation ecosystem to know the European institutions and the European programs. And to get this, we have some different instruments. One of them is the Horizonte Redes initiative that Angela will explain next. And some other instruments are technical assistance. We give technical assistance about European projects, not only to the government itself, but also to different entities, companies, and research centers. We organize a specialized training about the management of European projects. We also have different types of grants. For example, we have grants for the recruitment of managers for European projects for companies. And we have also support for companies to travel to Brussels to participate in events of their interest and to meet the European institutions. Regarding this last one, I would like to remark that if any of you present here today are planning to travel to Brussels to meet any official institution, to participate in a European week, or even to meet a partnership such as Effra, for example, we can help you by paying your travel costs. So please take this into account. And we have also at your disposal our office in Brussels. The General Direction of External Action is the one responsible for the Office of the Government in Brussels, where Angela also is working. So there you can help, they can help you to close an agenda and to help you through the institutions in Brussels. This is all from my side. Thank you very much, all of you, for attending this webinar, and I hope it will be of your interest. Now I pass the floor to Angela again. Thank you.
Thank you, Silvia. Okay, so just to give you a bit of context before I give the floor to our Effra colleagues. So as Silvia was saying, Horizonte Redes initiative was launched in 2020. So under an agreement between the Director General for Foreign Action of the Government of Navarra and ADItech, which is the coordinator of the research and innovation ecosystem of our region. This agreement was renewed yearly, annually, starting from 2020. And one of our main objective is to bring Navarra closer to Europe and Europe closer to Navarra. This agreement emerged from the need of the SINAI stakeholders, businesses, and the government of Navarra itself to explore diverse European networks. ADItech identified relevant European networks such as Effra, that we have them here right now, and partnerships for Navarra, aligned with the thematic priorities set by the government, specifically by the smart specialization strategy from Navarra. Through this initiative, we enhance the presence and the visibility of SINAI stakeholders and Navarra entities across Europe. So which are the partnerships and the networks that we follow? Yeah, thank you, Carlota. So here you have the networks and the partnerships that we are following right now in 2025. Those networks and partnerships were already agreed with the SINAI agents and some entities also that they are interested in them. And well, there are different partnerships in Horizonte Europa, in Horizon Europe. There are specifically 49 plus 8 that they have announced, if I'm not mistaken, that will come between 2025 and 2027. But as you can see, there are 6, if I can see correctly, 6 that they have been bold on the list. One of them is Effra, and it's because there is behind the partnership, there is an association, a private association behind, and the government of Navarra, they allowed us with a specific amount of budget to be member of them. So again, we are members of Effra. We can actively participate on their events, on their network events. So that allows us first to well, get information on the topics on the European funding that will come in 2026 in that sense, 2027. So we will get the information beforehand. Also, we are allowed to participate in this kind of events, and actually we are here to bring this information to you so you can know what is behind Effra and what are the benefits that you can get in case you take part of their association and at the end you become members of them, as we are. So I don't want to talk further about it. In case you have any question about what we are covering, what we are doing in Brussels in the Navarra delegation, please do not hesitate to contact me, to contact Silvia. We are here to support you, to open the doors to European funding, not only to Horizon Europe, but also to other European funding. So without further details, I'm going to give the floor now to our Effra colleagues. I guess Jelko will go first, if I'm not mistaken, but otherwise, please let me know. Thank you so much for being with us, and Jelko, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Angela and Silvia, for these nice words. I would like just to repeat what Silvia and Angela said. Brussels is not that complicated. It is, thanks to modern technology and airplanes, very close to Navarra. So, you know, I think the idea of Angela and Silvia was also to establish links, to clarify questions. So it's really interesting, not so far away. Europe and member states, you know, this cooperation is very overlapping, and a lot of European topics are very important for people in Navarra, and it provides research projects, opportunities to cooperate also beyond research projects. I saw a lot of people first starting with the R&D project and then later doing contract research or just business cooperation. So yeah, we all would like to motivate you really to reach out. Everybody does this, also other regions from Germany, France, everybody wants to get more European, international, and establish these links. And one way of doing this is getting active in Effra or Made in Europe, in a project, or just to come to an event, to a conference and network and meet other experts in your field. So also if you are from a company or university, I don't know, interested in 3D printing or in a typical concrete technology, there is a whole network of other experts from Europe, and you will then be able to meet these experts. So we prepared some slides. We have, in fact, too many slides. So just to say, Angela, we will, of course, send you the slides, and then you can distribute it to all the participants, because there's a lot of information in it where we don't have the time to present everything. But I think it's still important to show it, and then we will concentrate on what we think are the most important things. Okay, so now I will share my screen. Okay, very good. As I said, we have a lot of slides. We will not go in detail to all of them, but of course on Effra, I will explain a bit more. Effra is a stakeholder community, so it's an association by members, so it's not a government agency or not part of the European Commission. Effra is an international association registered here in Belgium as an international association. Members are companies, research institutes, clusters, organizations like ADItech. So basically the whole community interested in manufacturing research. From all over Europe, many Spanish members, because of course there's not only ADItech. You know that the Basque organizations are very active from Catalonia. So you have in whole of Spain interested organizations, but a lot of Italians, a lot of Germans, a lot of Nordics. So it's really a truly European network, and a very interesting network. And Effra is Effra is directly linked to Made in Europe, and Made in Europe is the cooperation between Effra and the European Union, and my colleague Cornelia will talk more about this. But the content is, Angela said it before, there are many initiatives in Europe for the automotive industry, for buildings. So here we talk about factories, about machines, about manufacturing technologies, clean technologies, and the big topics are to get more competitive as Europe, and to get cleaner, to get the cleaner production in place. So as I said, we are a stakeholder community. We are involved in hundreds of events, either webinars such as the one today, or conferences or networking opportunities. The Made in Europe partnership has launched already more than 400 projects It was called before Factories of the Future, so maybe Factories of the Future rings a bell to you, or otherwise Made in Europe. And we celebrated only recently the 15 years of existence of this initiative. So since 15 years, this works very well. And since many years, we have a good cooperation with ADItech. And yeah, so we are really happy that this webinar takes place today. I said it already, what do we do? Stakeholder engagement. We want to get all the European experts together who are interested in production technologies, manufacturing technologies, machinery. We collect input from these experts, and then this input is used to influence calls. So the next calls, we will present this later, from which then projects, EU projects come. But it goes also beyond this, because you know that at national level, at regional level, you have Eureka, you have many different funding instruments. So it's not only Made in Europe, which is relevant. There are many other things where it's very important, that we have a common understanding. What are the challenges? What are the interesting cooperation areas? And that's why the community is quite big and large. So on the workshop conferences, my colleague Julia will tell you more. I will maybe present, for example, the working groups. So we have many bigger events, but then we have smaller regular meetings of working groups on specific topics. So for example, working group 1 is on productive and flexible manufacturing. So it's really about how to organize manufacturing excellence in factories. Then other working groups are looking at, for example, circularity, remanufacturing, circular products. So only this is the focus, or humans in the workplace, job satisfaction, how jobs are changing. And of course, we have a sectorial dimension. The energy transition is a big topic. And of course, the whole transport sector. Also in Spain, you have a lot of automotive industry and other transport sector, which employ a lot of people. They need manufacturing solutions, they need the machines. So this link to the sectors is established in this way. So with this, I wanted just to give a general introduction, and then now you will meet Julia. So our team consists of Julia, who will speak now, Cornelia, and also Celine is there. So as Sylvia before said, if you ever decide to come to Brussels, we will take well care of you. And Julia, will you take over the...
Yes, I already did it, I think. Perfect. Yes. Okay, thank you, Željko, and thank you, yes, everybody to organize this event. So I'm going quickly through our communication and events activities. So the last 12 months in a nutshell. So for me, it's really important to show you that in Effra, we really care about like a community environment. So of course, we are working a lot together with the European Commission, together with our members, but we think that it's really nice to feel the community around us. So that's why we are sending every month emails campaigns. We are trying to keep our members informed as much as possible. We are participating in events like today, like for example, this year with more than 50 events we participate. We are organizing lots of events. For example, last year was like 7 events. We are trying to catch up on social media with people from our community, but also outside. And for us, it's really important to say that we care about our members, but we care about everybody that are interested in the manufacturing research and innovation. That's why we like to showcase that we have more than 200 members, but actually our community, our network, it's even bigger. So with that, we are
as I was saying, we are sending out a newsletter every month for our members, but also we have a community newsletter that the name is Made in Europe Community Newsletter that we are sending it out every 3-4 months. And you can subscribe to it through our, in case you will receive the presentation, everything is clickable, so you can of course check it and subscribe to it, and you will receive all the information around our public event, but also the projects that are coming out on Made in Europe partnership. We are, of course, collaborating with many EU media, and we are also collaborating with other partnership and other association for the same reason that I was saying before, that for us it's really important to showcase how much we care about the manufacturing community in general, and not and that's why we are also signing joint letter, joint positioning paper to stress the importance of manufacturing research and innovation for, in general, for the future of European competitiveness. So this year for us was a really important year. That's why we did a magazine and the timeline, because it was 15 years of Effra. Here you can see a bit where we start and where we are now. So we are really proud on what we are created. I'm in Effra only 5 years, so I just contributed for the last 5 years. But I think this is a way to showcase how we care about the association, and we did this timeline that if you have a bit of time, I think it's also fun to go through every step. And then we are asking you to join us with this petition. So last year we started this petition, and it is for advocate for increasing funding, especially through the Made in Europe partnership. So to attract industry leaders and deliver quicker results and maintain global competitiveness. So for us, it's really important if you can go and have a look and sign the petition. I think we can be like stronger together. And just the final part, so we are organizing many events. Angela came to many of our events. In general, we have every year the Effra General Assembly, that is a members only event. And then we have every 2 years, so it's a biannual event, the European Manufacturing Conference that we organize together with DIT Manufacturing and ManiFuture. But also through the years, we are organizing different type of events. For example, in October, we have our Made in Europe, the Manufacturing Partnership Days, where we are showcasing together, like with the project communities, what's going on within all the projects. So you will have like project pitching, but also we can call it a project fair, where the project has their own booth, and you can go and chat and realize what they are working on. So I really invite you to have a look at these events. It's a different setup than the General Assembly and the conference, because it's really more like research and projects related, and it will be 3 days of event here in Brussels. So after that, before going through the portal, because also Cornelia, it will explain a little bit more the innovation portal, I would like just to invite you to have a look at the website and to send me an email if you would like more information around our communication activities. And in case, I will also put in the chat some links for the event, my emails, but also my colleague Celine email, that she's taking care of the membership in Effra in general. So if you are curious about us and the membership opportunities, just really send us an email. Thank you, and I will give the floor to my colleague Cornelia.
Thank you, Julia.
Hello, everyone.
I would like to remind all of you that you still have the questions and answer, preguntas y respuestas in the app, so you can use it whenever you want. Thank you. Go ahead, Cornelia.
just to get back a bit where Julia stopped. So the Effra Innovation Portal is a very important resource for stakeholders, for your community as well. It offers a very detailed, comprehensive and consistent database of results from the projects under the Factories of the Future, under the Made in Europe partnerships, and it also provides a lot of opportunities to network. So you can see all the projects, not simply with a brief presentation. There is everything in there. There are the demonstrators, the use cases, there are links to the project's deliverables, to the project's events, workshops, some available public data on YouTube. And what is very, very important, there are also very well shaped and formulated lessons learned and recommendations on the standardization level and the level of what regulations are needed for further technological transfer, etc. So feel free to access the portal. The portal will also be upgraded and will have a very interesting and really upgraded version soon. So we invite you both to consume the information on the portal, also to register your projects or your organization on it. So let's go to the Made in Europe partnership. The Made in Europe partnership succeeds, as Željko mentioned, the Factories of the Future partnership, which was originally launched under Horizon 2020. And the Made in Europe partnership is implemented under Cluster 4 of Horizon Europe framework program and has a budget of circa 1 billion euros. It has been initiated in 2021 in June upon the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Effra and the European Commission, and it aims to steer the development of manufacturing in Europe to a future industry base that is more resilient, sustainable and more digital. Okay. The governance structure of this co-programmed European partnership is very straightforward, very simple, as you can see it on the slide. So on one side, there is the public partner, the European Commission and all the member states. On the other, there is the private partner. In the Made in Europe partnership case, this is us, the European Factories of the Future Research Association, and together we are programming, designing, shaping the strategic research and innovation agenda, shaping and formulating and negotiating up to the final form the call topics that you all can see and apply within with your partners. And this is a partnership that is co-designed, co-programmed at every stage, and it is co-created by us together with the public partner at each of the stage. We all have different roles, and our private partner role is to provide the input, as already mentioned by Željko at the beginning of this presentation, to collect all the input from our community, then to shape it, aggregate it and provide it further to the European Commission and the member states to represent the voice of the industry and of the academia and their needs, and reflect them in the next work programs, and also to promote the calls, to promote the partnership itself, the program, to disseminate, to cross-disseminate about the projects once they are launched, to provide to the projects all the cross-dissemination support, and also to perform the independent reporting on the program level, progress, and then the results achieved. Our partnership storyline is, as already you could see in Julia's slides, is quite long. We have a long history of collaboration with the European Commission and member states. It ranges from 2009 with the FP7 and continued with the Factories of the Future and the Horizon 2020, and currently is further valorized within the Horizon Europe program with the Made in Europe partnership. We are also covering a very, very broad spectrum of purposes, and also we are very horizontally focused technology base. So we are covering different cutting edge technologies, and also we are, let's say, sector agnostic or fully sector inclusive, which is explainable for the discrete manufacturing partnership area. We are tackling the climate change objectives, the AI smart autonomous systems. We are, of course, focusing on fair and healthy international competition and consolidating the European competitiveness in this sense, and implementing the new business models which would resonate with the implementation of these cross-cutting technologies, on preparing the personnel, reskilling, upskilling, also taking care of how the aging workforce can adapt to these newer rigors and requirements and demands on the manufacturing industry market. We are, of course, tackling together with our public partners and with our community changes on the level of policy frameworks, but also on the level of markets and customer preference for specific products, for circularity related requirements, etc., for digital passports, digital product passports, and others of such type. Then, of course, we are focusing on consolidating the resilience and the competitiveness of the European manufacturing industry, thus targeting to reach excellent and smart factories throughout all their value chain, circular products and climate neutral manufacturing. We are massively focused on the human centricity in this program. Starting with 2021, you'll see in all the projects both the element of twin transition, digital and environmental transition, but also the element of human centricity, which is tackled both from the external as well as from the internal side, which means that we are both taking care of how human-centric the approaches are for the customers, for the societal level, as well as on the internal level for the employees, for the workforce that is within the manufacturing industry labor market. And of course, the biggest purpose is to follow the stages of growth and the circular economy for manufacturing pathways. And this is what our program is trying to reach by tackling these four general objectives of Made in Europe. The first one is ensuring European leadership in manufacturing excellence, generating new products, opening up new markets. The second one is achieving a circular and climate neutral manufacturing. The third one is tackling mastering the digital transformation of the manufacturing industry. And the fourth one is on the human layer and creating added value jobs in manufacturing and maintaining and developing, growing the workforce in our industry. Every general objective of Made in Europe is mirrored by a specific objective. Thus, the first general objective is, of course, mirrored by a specific one, which is to implement and to contribute to the growth of smart factories and supply chains that would be excellent, responsive, agile, resilient, and adaptive. The second specific objective is to contribute to the implementation of circular products and climate neutral manufacturing. The third one is to put on place for the digital transformation major objective, new integrated business product, service, and production approaches, and to put on place also the new use models that would valorize those digital technologies that are put in place. And of course, the last one is focused on attracting, retaining, maintaining, developing the workforce and being human-centric in all our manufacturing transformation on both digital and environmental layers. So every specific objective is also mirrored by very clear, very well shaped and consulted, decided by our community together with the public partners, research and innovation objectives. For the first general objectives, we are tackling in order to reach to those excellent, responsive, and smart factories and supply chains. We will tackle such technologies as data highways and data spaces to support it. It's scalable, reconfigurable, and flexible first-time right manufacturing, zero defect and zero downtime, high precision manufacturing, artificial intelligence for productive, excellent, and robust manufacturing chains, advanced manufacturing processes, manufacturing for miniaturization, functional integration. For the second objectives, we are, of course, targeting different technologies and approaches such as digital platforms and data management for circular production, manufacturing with new and substitute and advanced materials, virtual end-to-end life cycle engineering, and of course, demanufacturing, remanufacturing, and recycling technologies for circular economy. For the third and fourth objectives, we are also implementing a range of research and innovation objectives under which the projects are implementing and piloting in different industrial environments the specific deliverables within Made in Europe. Now, on Made in Europe, what is the current status of it? As mentioned, the budget is of circa 1 billion euro. In the calls 2021 up to 2024, there have been already allocated more than 600 million euros out of which the contribution from the public partner is of 544. There have been launched until now 95 projects, some of them being launched right now in May, June, and one more in September on the 2024 calls. And then you are all open and welcome to apply to the 2025 calls that Željko will present a bit later. The EU funding per project increases consistently, starting with Factories of the Future, a predecessor program, and now with Made in Europe, it reached 6.8 million euros per project. And we have 29 projects are already finalizing, others are being launched. We are very excited for this following phase. So on the level of the distribution of categories of costs per category of stakeholders, we have a very balanced situation, very balanced status. As you can see, we have research centers with 30%, higher education organization with 21%, large enterprises with 23%, and we are very happy to see that we have a dynamic also for the SMEs. It is with small steps, but steady steps, increasing from 1 year to another, and reached 25.5% in 2024. The results of the Made in Europe projects are already very impressive. We have demonstrators on different KPIs and different layers. We have demonstrators on reduction of scrap rate, demonstrators on reduction of time needed for defect identification and finishing, demonstrators on the climate and circularity part and demanufacturing, remanufacturing, recycling technologies, demonstrators on reducing the supply chain response times, and many others on green manufacturing, AI, and data analytics tools, uptakes, different innovations on the level of innovating the supply chain. We invite you to see all these outcome and impact indicators at this level, even if it is only the midterm of the program. In most of the sections, you will see that we already reached to the objectives for the 2025, in some cases even for the objectives of 2027. And for every of these demonstrators, you can see on the innovation portal which projects are delivering via which demonstrators those particular results. So feel free to access the portal, to enter the projects pages or the key performance indicators sections, and see what projects are delivering what specific results. This is here a link that I provided for you of the KPI framework, very straightforward and simple for you to see how every project is mapped under different KPIs. Where can you learn more about the projects under Made in Europe and interact with the project teams? As announced already by my colleagues, it's the annual events that we organize for all our PPPs, and this year this will take place in October. You have here the registration link, and of course the Effra Innovation Portal, the project section, which contains more than 1,000 projects from the discrete manufacturing all over the EU. Further, I will give it to Željko to go on to present the Made in Europe topics for 2025 and 26-27. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Cornelia. As we said, I mean, you will get all the slides by email. So by now you got invited to Brussels, you got invited to our events, you got invited to check our website and the portal. And now Angela asked us to present the call topics, which are at the moment open in case you want to join a project or a consortium, because it's a competition. There are several consortia and then some of them get a project after the evaluation. And at the moment, so every year there are call topics, and the priorities are changing a bit. So at the moment, these call topics are open. So if you look at this list, that's only for Made in Europe. Of course, Horizon Europe is much bigger. If you are, I don't know, in automotive industries or buildings, there are other opportunities. But in terms of factories of the future, machinery, remanufacturing, circularity, these are the topics which are open until September. So we are now in this period where consortia are being built. Maybe you are already involved in a consortium, and Angela and Silvia can help you and show you where you can connect. For example, we also do pitching sessions where people pitch and say, I'm interested in the fourth call and I'm looking still for a partner and all this. So there are every year opportunities to join a consortium. I will later also shortly present the 26-27 calls. But so yeah, just to say that until September, these calls are now open. I mean, I don't have now the time to go through really all of them. Oops, sorry. But I will say some words on each call which is open. So here you have the first call is on remanufacturing. You know, Europe is very good and we have thousands of factories producing things. But if we want to kind of get more environmentally sustainable, we also need to think how to and demanufacture things. And there are already since several years calls on this topic, how to remanufacture, reuse machinery, and 35 million euros are reserved for this. And we talk about TRL 5, 6, 7, because this is an innovation action. You have always two types of projects. Some things concentrated more on research, so TRL 4, 5, 6, and other on demonstration, and they go up to TRL 7. So there are 35 million available for integrated approaches for remanufacturing. That's the scope. So as I said, you will get all these slides, and it's basically on the internet, all this. It's all published. Then the second topic is on physical and cognitive augmentation. So here it's a research and innovation action, also 35 million euros, but the project is as lower TRL, so starting at TRL 3 up to 5, 6. And here is basically to enable people in factories with these glasses and new technologies, how to get to the next level of human-machine interaction. So this is very much on digital technologies, but also on human centricity. Maybe you heard the word human centricity, Industry 5.0. So it's to use all this new technology for the workplace, for the well-being, but also for efficiency. So that's the scope. So yeah, it's what I just said. It's to augment human capabilities and skills. So I will not say more on this. So let's go to the next call. And that's on, so this here we talk now about more the energy field. You know that there are certain net zero industries defined. The aim is to get away from oil and these carbon energy inputs, to go and develop a competitive industry in Europe for solar panels, windmills, heat pumps, batteries, etc., etc. And you know that the solar industry basically, yeah, we couldn't compete with China. A lot is happening in China. On the windmills, Europe is still very competitive. So therefore, we did a call here to support the manufacturing of these products, which are important for the energy transition. So that's an innovation action. That's why here we talk about TRL of 6 to 7. So here it's to get the factories and the machinery ready for high value added products in this energy transition field. So this is about clean technologies, etc. It's to help implementing the Net Zero Industry Act. Maybe you heard already about this act, and yeah, the whole idea is to get carbon free as the European continent. So this is on discrete manufacturing. It's not on, of course, process industries. It's discrete manufacturing on products, component, and equipment in this area of net zero industry, it's called. So as I said, these are windmills, solar panels, and heat pumps, and other such products. So here, 42 million euros are reserved for this. Let's go to the next call. So this call is more digital. It's in cooperation with another partnership that focuses on AI, data, and robotics. So it's one call with 85 million euros, but then there's type A, type B. One is more concentrating on robotics, so how to use generative AI to improve the robotic system, which then later is installed in an industrial automation environment. But the focus is the robot. So here in this type A, so half of the 85 million euros will go to the robot development. And then you have the type B project. So the other half of the 85 million euros, they go on trustworthy and robust generative AI for improved manufacturing. So here the focus is robot, but the automation system where robots can play a role, but it's really looking at the whole automation system. So as I said, this is very much a digital topic because here it's about using generative AI in robotics and industrial automation. So it's to make Europe fit on generative AI. So that's of course a very big project. So there, the consortia are also there being formed now, or are formed, and it's a big project. One project is only 40 million euros, but as you saw before, Cornelia said the average project size is 6 million euros, which means you can also have projects of 2, 3, 4 million euros. So not every project is as big as this one here. Then there's one more call. this is integrating net zero technology. So again, heat pumps, windmills, solar panels, to integrate this in the process industry. And that's why it's a joint call with Process for Planet. Here, 25 million euros are reserved for this. So these are the topics for 25 for this year. The deadline is end of September. And yeah, maybe, I can only recommend, try it out, join a consortium. Maybe you will not succeed in the first time, but it's about getting into the network, into the project. And once you get the first project, then you get more into this way of working, and then you can get more and more projects. So this is more information on this call, and then we also that's the same call. So here we also want to show you, so for next year, for 26 and then also for 27, the calls are also now being developed between Effra, the European Commission, and member states. These are not yet final, and here the competition is not yet open. This is just to prepare people that next year these will be the topics. You see again, it's 30 million euros. And here you see the topics. So the first one is advanced manufacturing for key products. This can be, again, net zero products or automotive or other equipment, but it's high value added products where we expect that's where Europe has still a competitive advantage. The second call is 40 million more on circular advanced materials. That's a cooperation between Made in Europe and the Materials Partnership. Then you have the third call. It's again on AI, more digital topics. So how AI can improve advanced manufacturing and production processes in factories. And then you have the last call there, the last line, the 105 million euros. This is really concentrated on batteries productions for mobility. So for the electric vehicle, integrated production and product development for the next generation of lithium-based batteries. So as I said, this is not yet open. This is for next year. And for the year after, the call topics are also being now developed. So it's again the same call on key products. And also then a call 40 million euros for factory processes and automation for D and remanufacturing. So we come back to this topic that I said before. We need to think how to deassemble and reuse parts of machines to get into this circularity modus of the European economy. Then we have another 40 million reserved for circular advanced materials. And the very last call is then again this call, a similar call like the one before, which is on human AI collaboration. So using AI, new technologies with robots, with the smart glasses, etc., etc. So yeah, with this, we wanted just to present you what are the currently open topics, the 25 topics. But you can already now prepare for the 26, 27 topics that will only be published next year and the year after. So I can only say, use the help that are provided by the national contact points, by ADItech, by the Ministry of Navarra. There are a lot of events, and also Effra organizes matchmaking events that you can use all these opportunities for networking and asking questions. So Angela, I hope this is a kind of what we planned and what you expected. So our idea was to present, we are an open community, please join us. And if you are interested in these topics of circularity, machinery, we are the right network. And yeah, just please use us, use Angela and Sylvia whenever you have a question now or in future.
Thank you so much, Jelko, Cornelia, and Julia. I'm really happy because you were really strict with the time. So, I mean, just stick to it and to the program. So thank you for that as well, and for all the information. I think it's really interesting also for the participants, not only the explanation of what is Effra, what is made in Europe, and so on, but also for the ones that already know how Horizon Europe works, the 2026 and 2027 draft topics, so that you are already developing. I do have a question I would like to ask everyone. Again, do not hesitate to ask even in Spanish on the questions and answer, or even on the chat if you have any question. But I do have a question, just thinking about these maybe participants that they don't know how it works, how Horizon Europe works and how the partnership works. But being part of Effra doesn't mean that the European Commission will give you benefits when evaluating proposals, right?
No. So it's an independent evaluation. So the Commission organized independent experts that look at the expertise of the project. And it would be unfair now to say, you know, if you're an Effra member, you automatically get more projects. No, it's really about excellence. So the work to form a good consortium, make a good proposal still needs to be done, but Effra can help to get you in touch with those people who were very successful in the last years. So networking opportunities, that's a kind of how it works. Yeah.
So they don't have any benefit, let's say, when evaluating proposals, but they do have a word, being member of Effra, on drafting the topics. Actually, for example, right now that you are preparing 2026, 2027 proposals, I guess as a member you have that word to say on the working groups and so on. That's the main benefit, I would say,
Exactly.
of being part of Effra, right?
Exactly. So Effra got the mandate to draft the roadmap that Cornelia presented. And then we have discussions. So, some people say 3D printing will replace everything. Others say, no, that's not true. So we are discussing, or not fighting, but, it's like different technologies and different ideas, where then we discuss what will get more important in future. And then if you are part of this, you can participate and influence the future direction of EU money, basically. So that's the added value of being a Effra member. Yeah.
Do you think also is beneficial for the SMEs? We have seen that you have increased already the number of SMEs participating in Made in Europe calls.
Yeah.
I guess also that will be linked to Effra members as well, right? I mean, it will be more or less, I don't know if comparable, but equivalent to the number of SMEs that are joining Effra right now.
Exactly. I mean, if 10 universities propose a project, there is a zero chance to get the proposal. It's an industry program, so the aim is really to get SMEs, big companies, research institutes, and universities working together, and that's why the SMEs are important. And they can host a demonstrator, for example, and the research institute can prepare the coordination or do other things. So that's how it works. Yeah.
There is a question, Jelko, on the chat that is saying, many thanks for the presentation. Any tool for matchmaking and getting introduced in any of the consortium in creation? So, well, that was already explained by Cornelia, if I'm not mistaken, but you can maybe answer again.
Yeah, I mean, there are these events either organized by the European Commission. As I said, we organized 2 matchmaking events for these 25 calls. So you can look who was pitching at these calls. There are these B2Match online matchmaking tools. On the Effra Innovation Portal, we also had this, that you can express an interest. But it's really important to know the people and to come to events to establish trust. So, you have online matchmaking tools, but another way is really to reach out to people, to look on these calls in the past, you know, and these organizations were successful, so you can write them an email. So there are several ways of getting in touch with people, and it's a competitive environment, you know, so maybe some consortia also don't share the information that they are forming a consortia. So just make your voice heard and shout out, I'm interested in this, and then people will contact you.
Is this manufacturing partnership days open to everyone, Jelko, or just for members? I'm not sure.
No, it's open to anyone. So in October, for example, this event is very important. You just can register, you can join the event, and then talk to projects, participants. And then
that's a really good opportunity for the participants. First of all, because as Silvia was saying, we have funds to cover these trips for the SMEs or the companies who would like to join this kind of event in Brussels. So there are funds that Silvia can explain further, or you can contact her in case you need more information. But that could be a good opportunity to join these kind of events, because okay, it's true that the deadlines will be in September about these 2025 calls, but it's also a good opportunity to meet other project partners and coordinators, to introduce yourself, and maybe to join consortiums, but for 2026 and 2027. So it could be a good opportunity to start already discussing these topics that Jelko presented already, and to make this kind of European network that Effra is bringing us with this kind of events. So I think it's a really good opportunity. I will be there for sure. And I will be really happy to welcome anyone that would like to join here in Brussels. I can accompany you, and ADItech and the government of Navarra is also here to accompany this kind of companies that maybe is the first time, or that they feel more confident also to join this kind of event with us.
Angela, just to mention that I included in the chat the presentations from our two pitching events. So for the calls 2025, we had two pitching events, one in September 12, 2024, and one in April now, 2025. So the ADItech network can look through those pitching presentations and know what organizations are interested in what specific roles within which calls.
Will you have also in these manufacturing partnership days the B2Match platform in order to meet with other people and so on, or not really?
Because it's not planned.
Okay.
Not planned.
There's a Glue Up, so it's the registration is to Glue Up, so you will have a Glue Up platform where you can see the participant, and if you want, you can talk and chit chat with them. It's not similar. It's similar to B2Match without, the platform making the agenda and the timing for you. So you just need to contact people straight away through the app.
Okay, because I think that's really important for participants that it's maybe their first time and they would like to join, that there is a tool also to facilitate the networking, because I guess people in Brussels, we are used to network, to do this kind of networking, but people from outside, maybe it's a bit scary. So Effra is also offering this kind of platforms that allows you also to interact with other people.
Yes, as soon as you register, you will see that you have to create this account. It's similar to B2Match, but the platform name is Glue Up. And from there, you can see the participants and you can contact them directly. It does look like a bit LinkedIn. So it is really user-friendly. But in any case, if you have any question, you can ask us. I also raised my hand for a small thing. We changed office. Effra is now in Rubeliard, so 40. So we are not far away from the ADItech office. So feel free, in case you are visiting Brussels, you're visiting ADItech, to send us an email, and in case pass by the Effra office, so we can meet you and also have a chat in person if you are interested.
For sure, if they join, I think we will organize a visit to Effra new offices. Last but not least, I would like to also mention that in Pamplona, we will organize an event on the 9th of October. Also, I will send you the information, Jelko, Cornelia, and Julia, because we might be interested in inviting you also to come to Pamplona. So this kind of event is, besides what they are doing in these European associations, we would like also to facilitate from ADItech the collaboration between our RTOs, universities, centers, technological centers, and so on, the collaboration with the SMEs and the startups in order to present this kind of European proposals. So the event is called Nexus. I'm sure that most of you know what I'm talking about, but it will be on the 9th of October, just to save the date. And we will organize a pitching session from centers, universities, and so on, and entities that are already coordinating on or willing to present a proposal on the upcoming calls. So also the SMEs are welcome to pitch on what they are doing, so we can motivate that collaboration on Navarra entities. So please feel free to register. I will send you the link through the chat as well. The registration is already open, and that's breaking news, but most probably we will invite also Effra staff to be there in Pamplona on the 9th of October, if they are willing to come to Pamplona. We have really good food. Hopefully the weather will be good. Let's see. I mean, who knows in October, but you will enjoy Pamplona for sure if you are coming.
Why not?
Yep. We have now a dilemma: who will go? You know.
We will fight.
You can fight. You can fight. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Jelko, Julia, and Cornelia. Silvia, thank you for being also here with us. I see that you are there. I don't know if you want to give any last thank to everyone as well.
And no, it was a real pleasure to hear such an interesting presentations, and I hope that this is useful for all of you. And please ask either ADItech or us to help you with this.
Indeed. Thank you so much, all of you. You have all of us our contact details, Silvia and Effra's email addresses. I think all of you, the three of you, share already on the chat your email addresses. So please feel free also to contact them, to us, or to the European Project Office in Pamplona. I'm gonna send the Nexus link to register already. And that's all from our side. Thank you so much for being here with us. And hopefully we see each other soon. I don't know if in September or before summer. Otherwise, enjoy the summer. And thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Very nice meeting.
Thank you. Ciao.